Okay. Okay, good evening, guys. It's another Saturday. So last week, last 2 weeks we talked about we looked into creating icons. We started with knowing the grids to use to create the flat icons. So we learned how to create the grids. Then we also learned how to use those grids to create simple icons. So this week we'll be looking into what we call isometric icons. For reference purposes, isometric icons are just they are icons where they're like 2D icons for a 3D. There are 2D designs for a 3D icon. What I mean by that is when you have a 3D icon and you want to create a 2D version of it where it doesn't look flat but still has a little bit of that a little bit of the perspective and depth. So that's where isometric comes in. So today we'll definitely just be looking at simple. These are examples of how isometric icons look like. These are some of the examples we got online. You understand? And I'm sure you've seen icon designs that looks like this online or other places. So today we are basically just going to look at how people create such icons, an easy way to create such icons. So the way they go about it and the way we go about it is basically you must know how to create a certain set of grids that help you create this set of icons for consistency and other purposes. So today we'll first be looking at how to create the grids for the isometric icon. Then we'll create maybe one of these examples here. So we have to know how it's being done. So the first thing we're going to do is create a new artboard. Let's say I've created my own artboard. So this is an empty artboard here, right here. So to create an isometric icons, the first thing you first do is you need to draw a single straight line. So if you want to draw a single straight line, so let's see. So I just want you pencil tool. That's what I chose. So you clicked on the pencil tool one here, then you hold shift for a straight line, then you come down. Right now you have a straight line, but since it doesn't have any color, so I'm to apply a single color. Color will then to stroke. We'll add color to the stroke. Let's see, we'll add a black color. Now you must make your stroke be in the smallest possible size, which is 1 pixel. So we already have a single line for it. Now the one thing is this: we need this line to be duplicated across the board for us to use to create a grid. Now, to create such a grid and you want the line to be duplicated, you must only also have a odd number duplication of the line so as to create your isometric grid. If you create an even line, the grid will not be balanced. So the lines needs to be in odd numbers. So when we say odd numbers, that's usually 1, 3, 5. So now there's a way where you can basically just copy and paste, then shift the lines. This way it basically takes way too long. It's going to be the time consuming. So an easy way where you can go about it is basically, so when you select a single line, so you go to effects, go to transform and distort, then you go to transform. Here you basically have controls to transform this particular line where you have here. So now we have different functions here, but what you are basically dealing with is the move. When you say move, it basically means that when you want to duplicate the new line for it, what is going to be the space difference between the previous line and the new line you want to create. So you can choose any number. So basically for me, I'll be going with maybe 50 pixels. So that's the spacing between individual lines. The next thing is how many copies of the new lines do you want to have? If you choose one, you will notice that the line here has become 2 lines. This is the original one, a duplicate of 1. If you choose 2, we have that basically be original 1 and 2 duplicates. So you need to choose how many will go across the whole board, and you need to keep it in odd numbers. So once you are done going above 4 boards, you need to keep it in odd numbers. So let's see, I'm currently at 27, 28, 28 copies plus 1. 28 is an even number block. That's 28 copies plus the first original copy. That means 29 lines. So we now have an odd number and it has covered the whole board. So we can definitely click OK. Now we have all these lines. But if you notice it, if you click on it, it doesn't highlight all the lines. It basically highlighted the first one. The reason why for this is due to the fact that you use the transform option. So it basically means they're like offset of this particular line. So to make all the old lines easily accessible, you need to go to, once you select the first line, you need to go to Object, then you go to Expand Appearance. This is the only way for you to be able to make all the be able to access all the lines. So when you click Expand Appearance, as you can see, it suddenly becomes a group of lines. As you can see, if you right click on it, you will see the option on group. So that basically means this is now a group. It is no longer just one line, a group of lines. So the next thing for you to do is this: you need to create a duplicate and then rotate that duplicate. Now you could, like I said, you could also go the long way of copying, paste, then try to rotate manually. This is not going to be exact, and it's going to be time consuming. So what you're going to do is you look for the rotation tool in your tool panel. You understand, the rotation tool. So when you have it, you just double click on it. Once you double click on it, it brings you an option. As you can see, this is a preview. This is the degree, the angle you want to rotate it. Normally, when you're using this for the first time, you have the angle is set to 0. So when you have 0, what you need to do is we need to rotate a copy of the new lines into 60 degrees. So what you need to do is just write 60. Then you make sure it's a copy. You don't click OK. If you click OK, it will only rotate the original one. But if you click copy, it will rotate a copy of it, as you can see, which it has done. So you need to create another rotated copy again that is rotated by 60 and 60, and it's a copy. So since you've already made that move, what you need to do is just duplicate the move again. And if all you need to just click Control D, and it will do the exact same thing. We'll create a copy and also rotate that copy by 60 and with 60. So just Control D. Basically, now you already have the makings of your isometric grid. But one thing you need to do is, as you can see, the grading doesn't cover the whole board. So you need to select all, then enlarge them to cover the whole board. So select all the lines you've created. Then make sure that the covered board where all the 3 lines intersect. Make sure the board is covered with the whole place where the 3 lines intersect. So let's say we're here at this level, the whole lines has been intersected here. So if we zoom in, if you try and zoom in, you would see this is an isometric grid. You understand? This is how it definitely always looks. Now, if you try to draw on this, when you're trying to draw, you might mistakenly select it, and when you select it and drag it, disturbs your grid. So the one thing you must do is you must make this a guide once you've gotten this line. So the next thing to do is to make it a guide. So select all the lines. Once you're done selecting all the lines, you go to View. If you don't immediately see it on your own tab, you need to just press down. It will bring the option, as you can see. So you have to go to View, Views, Guides, then Make Guides. Once you click on that, that's automatically become a grid. You can no longer select it. As you can see, I'm dragging over it and it's not being selected. So right now, the first step to creating isometric grids, isometric icons is basically done. That is creating the grid. Once you have this grid, you should be able to create simple isometric icons easily. So the next thing we want to look at, the next thing you're supposed to look at is, let's try and create one of those icons that we got online. Let's try and replicate it. So I'm going to go back to the artboard that has those icons. So basically for this tutorial, I'm just going to try and pick maybe like an easy one for fast references. So let's see. I don't know. Maybe we should choose. Should we go with? I don't know which one should we go. Should we go with this play one, or should we go with this? The what they call this?
Okay, can I
I've
choose a
forgotten what we
difficult?
call this
Can I
bar
choose a
chart.
difficult one?
Bar
Yeah,
chart.
based on that.
Yeah, I'll say the
Yeah.
dollar one. Anyone that is difficult.
You want to pick the difficult one. The difficult one will definitely take a little bit of our time.
All right, anyone,
That's what I'm trying to.
anyone is
Okay,
fine.
okay, okay. I think someone on the call said something. I don't think it's you that said
It's a bad chat.
this thing. Okay, let's look at what the bar chart looks like. Let's click a duplicate close to the grid so we know what we are working with. Let me see. Let me make the focus be on it alone. So let's see the parts. I don't want the focus on any other one. So, oh, sorry. Let's see. Okay. Yes. So, what we need to do is first create the first. Okay, let's do first one. The grid. So, this is basically what you need to just use. You need a pencil. So as you can see, the points will always try and snap to your grid that you've made. That is basically one of the advantages of creating this grid first. So what we are starting with is the upper part. As you can see, I'm trying to follow the lines, a part of it. So for easy, let me give it a very obvious color. Let's do it. And let me increase the stroke so I can see what I'm over. These things give it the color I want. Okay, let's see. Good. Good, okay. So let's increase the stroke so I can see what I'm working with. Let's do 10. And so that's the first one. The next thing we need to do is let me just quickly use a rectangle. Let's see, one rectangle. Okay. So let's try to match here. So the points, we follow the line. If I'm following the line, points should be here. So the right point, yes. Then this point should be here. And I'll just duplicate this and maybe flip it. It should do the work I needed to do. Okay. So all you have to do is just duplicate this whole shape. That's a Control-C, Control-F. Let's group it. And if we stay here, then bring it down a bit to match the line. We'll make it shorter once we are done with the duplicates. Let's see one more. Control-C, Control-F. So one more line. Then bring it down as well. Yes, we're on that line. So all we have to do is just make the ones in front a little bit shorter. So let's start with this. I'll need to ungroup it. Then bring it down. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's bring down to the next line. Yes. Some would have to go even further. Let's do more. So, yeah, so all we have to do is just bring down the other parts of the shape and we will be done with it. Let's see. But the grid is basically just to help you make your lines and angles correct. As you can see, we've gotten this. All we have to do is just delete some of all these parts that shows. If we are going to be doing that, let's see. Let's add the. Let me see how we can do that. Since I don't want to wait. Let me add the points. The points here. Oh, I could basically just use shape builder too. For those to visit this. That's for one. Let's bring it up. Let's add your points as well. Points here. 1 point here. Then we delete this middle point. And we definitely have this. We could do the bottom one as well, which is let's see, just a line that comes from here, this point to this point, then down, should stop here. This point. Yeah, I think that's it. So let me put everything on the graph very well so we can see it. Let's see. So this is basically the first one. So this one is relatively easy. So we are basically done with this one. The rest depends on how we want to style it, and maybe we want to add colors. But this is basically the initial framework for it. Let's see if we can. I think we have a little bit of time. I don't know, do you still have a little bit of time? Is it possible to pick one more?
I think we can do one more. Let me check. We can do one more.
Okay. I think should we try this money?
Anyone is fine.
Let's do let's try and do the money. I think it should be able to move this. Okay. Let's see if we can do the money. Let me save this and hide it. Has it been selected? I don't know. Oh no. Funny that I was moving something I wasn't supposed to move. Let's okay, cool. So let's take a look at the money. Let's first work with the upper part of it. Oh, no. Let me move it closer so I can see. Okay. First, the upper part of it should be, let's first do a rectangle. We'll match the angles once we're done with the rectangle. So, lines, let's do 10. Okay. So, match the needed angles as sorry. Match the needed angles we need, let's say, around here. So, follow that line. Yes. Then actually needs to come a bit further. This needs to like in a size this and it's come to match. Now we have the necessary angle. So we have, if we duplicate this on here, and yes, let's duplicate it. Let's try and use it for what we need. Around the next line. This is the next line. Let's see. Let's try use it for what we need. Sorry. Yes. This is zooming. Don't take this. This didn't snap to the right point. Where's the I'll find the point, okay, no. Yes. Okay. So let's just this point. Um, let's duplicate this. Okay, flip it. Let's see. Okay. So we should have the first one. Let's have a look here. Then if we duplicate this for the subsequent one as well, and come down and remove it a bit. Let's see, yes. Oh, are we on the line? We're not on the line, so let's select the line. Yes. Then the last one as well comes forward instead of, well, should have grouped this. Let's see this, this, and this. Group, so which is country F. Let me see. Let's stick to the line. No, it's too much. We think this is the best we can get. So with that, all we need to do is just hide. To just hide all this upper one, I think I'll just give it a fuel instead of going the long route. So I'll just give it a white fuel. It should cover. It's supposed to cover way too. Is this one on? Okay, this is on top of it, still below it. Uh, this should have a fuel as well. Wait, did you have a fuel or why? Okay, it's filled now. And this as well filled. Okay, so this is still going behind. Well, I wonder why this. Uh, okay. Then let's say we apply the same principles to this as well. So give all this fuel as well. You are getting there. I will just need the next things we need to do is just the things that definitely give it the meaning. So first we do for the band. Okay, let's do something like this. Should the band be, let's just make it slim. Let's rush it to something like this. So one should like this. I'm zooming into. Let's get the points correctly. Let's get the points correctly. Okay, points are gotten correctly. I'll change its own color to another color, so definitely see the beauty of it. So with that, we just duplicate it for the bottom ones as well. Just duplicate, then take it below. See. Then duplicate it again and take it below. Okay, some in front. So the other things is the shape of the money. For the upper one, let's see. We have an inner rectangle, but has a little bit of curved. So let's do a little bit of inner. So let me use pen too. This, 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 and this. Let's zoom in to get it correctly. So let's remove. Okay. Let's see, this one is a little bit more accurate. So the edges now, if you want to, you basically curve the edges. Because I think when you click on this and you want to curve the edges, this is what it gives you, rounded edges. But you need one that will give you the other opposite of it, something like this. So first select the shape, do direct selection, which is A, then hold Alt and first click on the points. So now that you've clicked on the points, the shapes of the points are curved. So now what you just is just dragging a little bit, and they will all curve like this. So the curves, the individual curves are not aligning also. You have to do some parts individually a little bit more, just to balance it out. I think part 2 should come in a bit. I think we already have the preliminary of what we are looking at. Then we could just give it that bottom one. The bottom one can basically be the same thing at the top. So you need to just click this one and duplicate it, then give it a different color. Or you have to place it behind. If you place it behind and do something like this, bring it forward while bringing it down. So let's just give it a different color so as to let's do the red alone. So this is, let's see. This should be white. So basically I have something like the dollar. The next thing is basically just put whatever symbol you want here and you are basically done. Does anybody have any question on how to create the grid and how to use it a bit? Hello, how are you doing?
Good evening.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Good evening. Yes, I can hear you, Taiwo.
Sorry.
Welcome, longest time.
I kind of like joined the class because I went to pray. So concerning the grid, is it that the grid lines you drew them one after the other, or you drew
Grid
one and you
lines.
duplicated it?
Yeah, I basically drew the lines. I gave shortcuts to how to do everything. You understand? You will definitely see in the recordings in this video. But the first thing I did was I drew a single line. You understand? So I did a transform shortcut that helped me duplicate the amount of lines I needed fast. Then I used the rotation tool to rotate the copies I want fast. You understand? So I gave a shortcut on how to do all these lines very fast. It won't take you. The lines won't take you minimum 5 minutes. Sorry, maximum 5 minutes. If you know what you're doing.
That was what I just. I just wanted to know.
No. There's a shortcut to do all the amount of lines. The only rule with the line is this: the lines must be in odd number. Chance, I can show you the difference between if you use even number and odd number. Do you want to see the difference? What it will show? What the problem would be
If 5 permits of
if you go and
6.
yeah, what do you say?
I said if 5 permits of 6.
Okay. Let me basically just show you what's the even number one would definitely give you. Let me
Have
create a new
about
input
4
box so it
minutes left,
doesn't.
though.
Okay,
Very
we can
fast.
stop the recording. I'm just showing
Okay.
him this thing. So let's just see new line. Yes, yeah, I have a new line. I do effect. Let's do transform. Let's do 50 and let's do 49. 49 copies. 49 copies plus the original one makes it 50. Let's expand experience. Then let's do rotation. Copy. Then D copy. Then see the issue now, as you can see. See, the straight lines are not on this middle. Sure, you understand? That's the difference.
Yeah, I see that.
The lines are supposed to be on the edges. All three lines are supposed to meet at one
Join
edge.
together.
But if you use even number, they won't be at the edges. But if you use odd number, you get what you want. You see those lines meeting at the edges here.
Okay.
So that's the difference. That's why you must always use an odd number when using those lines. And as you
Okay,
can see,
thank you.
I showed how to duplicate those lines now and again. You see, it was fast. So you'll definitely be able to do it without wasting any of your time. I think that is
Yeah,
all
thank you.
for today. Hey, you're welcome.
Please, can you iterate the assignment?
Okay, so I will definitely be sending the assignment to the group, but in the assignment we'll be creating. Yeah, I will tell you guys to you basically pick let's say 6 from this. I will share this picture. You understand? Pick any 6 from this. Any 6 you can create from this. Now I will share the picture in the group. So you definitely just pick any 6 icons you can create from this. You can decide to push yourself, choose the dollar sign and what we call it, and the boat and the not boat, or you can decide to play it safe and go for the easy ones. It's your choice. So I think that is all. Adedoyin, over to you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Francis. You are really, really grateful. Let me stop recording now.